Hey guys, welcome back to another video on Stealth and Combat Gaming, and today we're going to take a little break from Legends and some of our no damage runs that we've been doing on bosses to talk a little bit about stealth, like stealth in doing speed runs for some of the camps in normal story mode. So that's what we want to talk about. So some of you guys who've been playing this game for a while, you would probably know that the Crimson Kimono is one of the strongest armors that you can use to do speedruns and stealth runs on particular camps. Now, I have a simple question for you guys. Do you think that the Crimson Kimono is better than using the wolf in stealth missions? So hold that thought for a second, right? I want to show you guys 3 different runs on one particular camp, right? So I'm going to do one where I'm just using a basic armor, using normal assassinations, chain assassinations, using the bow and arrow to complete stealth kills. And I'm going to use the same route for each particular run that I do. So the second run will be where I am using the wolf. So I'm going to incorporate the wolf in some of my kills. And I'm going to use the same route for the mission that I did before, with just using the basic armor. And then the final run, I'm going to use the Crimson Kimono. And I just want you to watch at all 3 of the runs. They're not going to take long, so this camp is pretty short, so each run should take around 2 minutes, right?
境に歯向かう者はいなくなる。狐様を殺した罪、こいつらにあがなってもらう。手塩ヶ丘に暮らす奴らに九尾組の名を知らしめろ。怪しいな。
思い知った九尾組は滅びてしまう。ただで済むと思うな。九尾組生きて帰れると思うな。
いつも怨霊に見られてる。誰かが狐様の仇を討つ。石岡岡中にムクロをさらってやれ。今日を境に狐様を殺した罪、こいつらにあがなってもらう。こいつは我らの追い立ててやれ。
思い知った九尾組は滅びてしまえ。
So upon looking at the final results, now in some cases, you know, the start of the mission, the running, the dashing, there are slight differences every time I do a particular mission. But guys, trust me when I tell you this, I have run these missions over and over, and the times that I recorded for each armor type or the use of the wolf, it's pretty much around the same time, right? So some of you guys might be, you know, very critical and saying, well, you didn't dash up at this point, or you were running, or when you did a quick run with the Kuzarigama, you did it kind of perfect with this armor and not so perfect with the other. It's neither here nor there. Trust me guys, I've done multiple runs using each particular armor type, or use of the wolf or no use of the wolf, and it's averaging around the same time. Now here's why the wolf seems to be strong, right? I'm not saying that the wolf is stronger than the Crimson Kimono armor in every single situation. The reason why people say the Crimson Kimono is a powerful stealth armor is because you could stack up good chain assassinations even if your enemies are not bunched up too close. They could be pretty much spaced out, not too far, but you could knock down 5 enemies within a certain region if they're close enough, but they don't have to be close like with other armor types. other armor types, or even the wolf, in order to do a chain assassination, the enemies that are, you're going to perform the stealth kills against, they need to be pretty close to each other. This is not the case with the Crimson Kimono. You could bypass that, and then she throws the additional 2 kunai, so you could knock down 5 enemies in one clean sweep. Now, the reason why the wolf seems to outperform the Crimson Kimono in some situations, it's because, for one simple, well, it's not one simple, it's 2 factors. Now, if you look at the replay with the wolf, I didn't call the wolf at the start of the mission because that would have taken up some time. I decided to, recruit his ability after my 3rd kill in the mission. So I do a thrown object, and he was brought into action at that point. Now, if you notice something about the kills that he, incorporates the wolf, when he's called into action, your character Atsu is not stuck in animation. That's one of the reasons why it seems to cut down the time. So when I do the first kill and he takes down the big guy, notice how I'm on the move. I'm on the move immediately, right? And I could go to the next region. I'm not stuck in an animation. Even the Crimson Kimono, when you're doing these assassinations like 5 guys in a row, there's an animation, and that takes up time, right? So I move on to my next enemy. Look what happens in this particular case. I'm able to take down 2 guys instead of the 3 guys with the Crimson Kimono, right? But once I do the chain assassination against 2 opponents, the second kill, the wolf does the last kill. But as the wolf is taking down the guy, notice how I could already turn. I'm not stuck in animation. I could turn, I could start to move and look towards the next guy to assassinate, right? Even when I go against these 3 bunched up opponents and I do a chain assassination, the first 2 I'm in animation, and then the final kill that the wolf does, I could be on the move, and that's how I'm able to position myself to do a bow and arrow kill, right? A range kill. And from that point, I'm able to move quickly to my next target. Now, this is the second reason why the wolf seems to outperform. It comes down to sake bottles and these thrown kills, these thrown sake bottle kills, right? So notice in previous, even when I use the basic armor or the Crimson Kimono, I have to throw the sake bottle to distract the leader, right? The gang leader or whoever he is, right? And then take him out, slaughter him, right? But I don't have to do that with the wolf. I could throw the bottle at him and the wolf would take him down. And once again, not to sound like a stock record, I can move on to my next enemy. I'm already drawing my bow and arrow to hit this guy from a distance. So this is how it cuts down the time, and this is why I think the wolf seems to be underrated when it comes to stealth missions. So let me know what you guys think about this. Obviously, there are particular maps where the Crimson Kimono, I have no doubt it will shine very strongly or outperform all other armor types as well as the wolf. But you could make a good case that the wolf does a very good job in improving your times for speedruns, right? So let me know what you think, guys. Do you think that the Crimson Kimono is broken, or do you think that the use of the wolf is just as strong? So until next time, guys, I'll see you in the next video. Peace. Later.